I need to get rid of all this, and I've got just the perfect tool for the job. I've got a robo-cut. Okay, when I planted up my willow over here in my little coppice, I had left another section that I was always going to plant up, and I've never got round to it. And it's always annoyed me that I've not kind of filled this up. I've got a few apple trees in here. So I've got a nice little area here, but I could plant some more. And the plan is to do just that. I'm going to plant some basket willow here. Of course, first I need to get rid of this pile of brambles and rubbish. And there's lots of hawthorn as well, lots of hawthorn seed saplings. I need to get rid of all this, and I've got just the perfect tool for the job. 5 minutes, probably saved me a day. Okay, so the area is clear. I meant to do this when I put in the rest of this willow up here, to be honest, which was about 10 years ago. Kind of things get away from you, kind of forget about little bits and pieces that you're going to do. Lots of weeds grew until I got knocked back. So it's really nice to have this knocked back now. Got to tidy up some branches. I've got some weed membrane I'm going to put down. I'm going to hold it down. I just spent 10 minutes with a saw, just making some really simple pegs out of the hazel. I took up that hedge over there, just cutting it off. So you've got a bit of a hook left, so I can knock it in, hold down the plastic. Doesn't have to be tidy. Then a mate from Bristol has sent me a load of willow cuttings. These are ones that he grows as pollards and uses for hedge binders, what I want to put in. I have got a few that I cut out from up there, which are a basket willow, which I'll put in, and then I'm going to have to order some more. So it's going to be in 2 parts anyway. But I thought we'd get this one down, leaving a gap up the one side so I can clear that with a machine should I choose to between there and the hedge. Also, if we ever get round to pollard in this tree, then we could do it. It's not going to happen this year. It could happen in the future. The idea is I'm going to let these grow to kind of chest height. So unlike these, which are coppice, which is down to the floor, these are going to be at chest height, and they're going to grow lots of long whippy growth, which I'm going to cut off every single year once it gets to the height I want. Jeff sent me some really nice thick ones. I'll leave Jeff does green wood turning, really lovely guy, does some courses. I'll leave a link to him down below. So yeah, hopefully we're growing our own building materials here. Going to use the plastic weed membrane. One thing I'm going to do, and I always do, if you cut it, cauterize it. Otherwise it'll unravel. I don't like using plastic, but I know I'm not going to keep on top of this. I haven't got enough mulch to cover this whole area, unfortunately. Even the stuff I've chipped just won't be enough. So I'm going to put plastic down, and hopefully it'll be kind of maintenance free, but cauterize it. Right, so I'm going to put these in about 50 centimetres, 20 inches apart. As you can see, the plastic is already handily marked up with a stripe. So one row will go down on the one stripe, then I'll stagger it, miss a stripe, and then the next row can go down. And we'll see how far we go, really. I think that'll do for now. I mentioned before, the one thing you got to do is make sure it goes in the right way. Now sometimes it's tapered, it's really obvious to see that the fat end is the end that needs to go in first. Otherwise, what you've got, these little shoots, see them? And they point upwards. It's dead easy. But, I swear, put it in that way, probably still gonna grow. But we wanna give it every chance we can. I might decide these are too close together when they're growing. And if they are, I can just take some out. It's not the end of the world. It also gives you a bit of an option against the deer pressure here as well. Blinking muntjacks. Okay, I think that's it for today. I'm going to go in and do some work in the workshop. I need another 126 cuttings to finish this area now, and some more plastic. So we're going to go up to these apple trees here. We're going to go round that oak tree there. We're going to leave that for now. Not sure if it's going to stay or if it's not. Doubt it'll affect me much. I think it'll probably come out, to be honest with you. There's other seedling oaks. There's one just up there actually, literally 10 foot away. So maybe actually we'll take that one out. We'll leave that one in. Yeah. There's definitely more trees here than when I started. Right, it's just another beautiful winter's day. The sun is shining. The bees behind me in the two hives are really happy. That one's empty at the moment. It's also in the wrong place, which I probably need to move. I got some more plastic down yesterday. I do hate the sea of black plastic, but I won't keep on top of the brambles otherwise. So I'm going to put in some more rows now. I just need to finish pegging this one down. I didn't have enough pegs cut, so I've cut some more pegs. And then I can get putting these ones in. What I've done now is I've bought from World of Willow this time 7 different basket varieties, which I'm hoping will kind of cover all bases. It's only a small area, I know, but it's only for us. Another two rows. Getting there, aren't we? So I got a load here but left over. I've still got 1 packet left. And my plan was to plant that just there, which I'll do in a bit. But I'm just going to put this last row on here. It's just going to be mixed. Just see what happens, really. Okay, so this is the patches of willow planted up. Really pleased with it. It's got a little patch stripped down there, and then we've got our 8 varieties down here. So I've got the variety from Jeff there, and I've got the other varieties in. Really hoping this establishes really well, and that we can use it as a future building material that we can, I can maybe incorporate into some of my products. We can weave fences, we can do hedge binding, loads of potential for it. Same with the firewood willow, really, but I should have planted this when I did that, and now I'd be laughing, wouldn't I? So the idea is to grow this to chest height, then pollard it like that, so that I can get the whippy growth nice and easy, not too much bending down, keeps it away from the deer because I want the really young growth. It's going to provide shelter for the bees and flowers for the bees as well, so it's kind of a double whammy. It's so wet here. I mean, the water was just coming through the plastic. It's a perfect place for willow. We've got a ditch down there that always blocked up, and in the winter it's just full of water, and in the summer as well actually. It's a really wet spot here. And we'll see how it does. Maybe where I've got this, where this used to be like a little campfire, but now we've got the bees here. It's not somewhere we really use. We've got another place now. So maybe this will continue across with some more basket willow in later years when I've got some stuff I can take cuttings from myself without having to buy any. But yeah, let's see how it does. And before I go, I will say the spacings, because it will be the comment that I get all the time asking me the spacings. So spacings are 500mm apart, staggered rows with 900mm between the double row, okay? So the varieties I planted, I'm going to put in the taskbar below, and I'll write down there what their reputed qualities are, and hopefully we can prove it right or wrong in the future when we do some stuff with it. So yeah, it's great to grow your own building materials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.